Hello, it's been a while since I've had a chance to sit down and relax with you guys and talk and chat and shoot the breeze and figure out what this life is all about and perhaps what are the tricks to navigate through this journey of life and make some sense out of it. Because I know some days are difficult to figure out what the heck is going on. Why am I getting this result or that result, or not getting this result, that result? Today, specifically, I want to make this segment dedicated to this friend of ours who writes to me in an email from Iran, from Asia. And I'm very proud of him, I have to say, in the short time that he's been communicating with me, because he seems to be very serious in helping himself to bring himself and elevate himself to happiness. As we know, life is like a story, and in every story there is down and up, there is valleys and hills, and they can affect us in every which way. And it is up to us to be able to tolerate the difficulties and not only expect through this journey we'd be facing with simple, happy, picnic style and roads and atmospheres, because this is a journey. In a story, many things can happen and they affect us in different ways, and often, more often than not, affects us in a sad way or depressing way. But it is our job to be flexible and bounce back and not to stay depressed. Being depressed is part of life, part of emotions that we experience through life. But being and staying in the depression mode and the sadness feeling, that is not right, and that is not good. And it's up to us, our responsibility, to constantly measure how long we're sitting in a depression mode. And we got to move out of that and create an activity and a thought pattern and happiness and any kind of a small project, any way of spending our time in a happy mode to get out of that situation or out of that mood and mode, because whatever we keep letting it stay and linger with us becomes a habit. And after a while, even if we are not really having a reason to be depressed, we kind of feel if it is our normal way of being to be depressed, and we just take that as part of our character. So definitely you should not allow depression or any kind of a sad feeling to stay with you longer than a few minutes or few, I don't know, hours maximum, as it is neither happy nor good. So we have a choice. If something doesn't make us happy, which depression doesn't, makes us, sad or whatever, and if something makes us happy, which one will you choose? Obviously, the happy one. This is what life is all about. We're supposed to do whatever we can to be happy, successful, and generate energy and be around people with good energy and shun the people who are negative or involved in negative habits or extend bad energy, and make our life worth something and feel good about it. Look, if we're sitting on a chair for too long, our bum gets tired and we gotta move and change position. So why is it that we allow any kind of a sad feeling and depression stay with us, and we don't try to move and make activities and get rid of that and shove that out of the way and change our mood? This is our responsibility. The world is not going to bring us constantly reasons to make us happy and get us out of the depression mode. This is our part, our responsibility. Now, having said that, this friend of ours seems to be very serious in taking care of himself and changing his mode and figuring out what things makes him unhappy and not to be around it, and what things makes him happy, and create positive projects in his life and advance and excel and change the formula of the environment around him. We're all products of our environment. And the more shitty environment we have, the more we could be submerged into it. So it is our desire and it is our decision, it is our responsibility to find happy, good projects, good people, good things to read, good things to do, and have plans and make plans and take steps towards achieving those plans and goals, and make life a dynamic, constantly moving journey rather than sitting. Even a water, if it's sitting for a long time, becomes stinking and it's no good anymore. So how could we expect us to feel happy and great if we're just not doing anything about it? So we gotta have a plan. Now, I'm very happy that you have found, and the rest of you can also listen to this story, because this is maybe dedicated to our friend, but however, it is useful for all of you. So listen carefully. Now, I'm very happy that you had the guts to go and ask that girl her phone number. And I'm glad that you had a nice chat with her. But you said something in your email. You said, I'm not sure if she's interested. Well, why do you have to even worry about if that should be a question in your mind? Because I know what you mean when you say, I'm not sure if she's interested. First of all, interested in what? Why should she be interested in anything particular? And why should you be interested in anything particular, anything other than being friend? Communicate, shoot the breeze. See, the problem with us boys is that as soon as we see, I sounded like, what was that actor, Christopher something, sometimes he says, yeah, you know. I sometimes make a good impression of it, but not today. So, getting back to that, sometimes we boys think that just because we're talking to a girl, it's supposed to become something, a relationship. Why? Why can't we just be friends with the girl? This human being who happened to be a female. Just be friends with her. Don't expect a relationship. Don't have to grab her hand. Don't have to kiss her. Don't have to have a certain interest or obvious desires. Well, you may find every woman beautiful and desirable and be attracted to her. Well, that's fine. That's the nature of a human being, a nature of a man. But that doesn't necessarily have to come to fruition. That doesn't necessarily have to be at the forefront of your mind. At the forefront of your mind, it should be how to be friend with a woman, how to be friend with another human being who's a female. Just try to find what things you guys have in common. Try to find what makes her happy, what challenges she has in her life, what plans she has, what things she wants to do the next day or something for her own, not necessarily you be part of it. This should be your approach. What I want you guys to do, especially the ones who've just broken up or have a emotional challenge at the moment for one reason or another, or have gone through a divorce or a breakup, your intention right now should be to socialize, to be friend with female, have many female as friends, as a human being that you can see what you can learn from them or what you can share with them, and to the limit that they're interested and to the limit that you're interested. Don't make it a big project for yourself or a heavy weight on your shoulder that, oh, I saw a woman, now I gotta make something out of this. I gotta get her phone number, then I gotta take her out, and then I gotta see if she likes me. I like her, I have to like her, and make a relationship out of it. No such thing. Why? I know in some societies, having a girlfriend or being friend with a woman is such a huger deal than it should be, and it is, that makes you think that just because it's so rare to be in contact with the opposite sex, that now that you have an opportunity to exchange phone number with her or get to know her, now you got to really be excited in actually make her yours and make a relationship out of it and turn it into some kind of a boyfriend girlfriend situation. And all of that is what messes it up for you in your own mind. And if there would be any possible configuration in which you guys would have become interested in each other, that also messes that possibility up. Because when the other side of an equation feels that you're really too interested, even if you are so valuable and such a catch, they would lose interest. Because usually human being doesn't have that much of confidence in herself or himself. As soon as you see somebody's really interested in you, you feel like you're too good for them. And you're not that interested. But the day before, when they were not really paying attention to you, you were really hot for them. You really wanted to know this girl. But as soon as the girl is all over you, for example, and paying too much attention to you, suddenly, bit by bit, you feel like, maybe she's not that great. I remember Woody Allen in one of his movies said, long time ago, and I remember he said, I don't want to belong to a club that takes me as a member. I don't want to belong to a club that takes me as a member. I mean, that shows lack of confidence, and that also shows lots of other stuff. But this is really what happens when you show so much interest to someone else, especially, of course, we're talking about boys and girls in a situation where you show your interest. And that girl would feel like, oh, he wants me really. He accepts me very much. Same as I don't want to belong to a club that takes me as a member. Now she thinks, now that he really wants me, so I'm really good for her, he finds me acceptable and wants me, I don't want that. But just before you were so interested in her, she may have had her eyes on you. Because she doesn't have enough confidence in herself. That she feels if you want her, then you're not good enough for her. So she's lacking self-esteem and confidence. She's looking for places and people who really don't show her so much interest, that she would find them, challenge, and a way to prove to herself that she is worthy, that she's now making someone who wasn't interested in her interested. These are all psychological games that comes from not enough assurance and self-confidence and so on. So what I'm trying to tell you is this: don't be abnormally interested in someone. You're interested in this woman, great, but be interested in her as a friend. Let's see what happens. Maybe something does happen. Maybe not. Either way, it should be okay. Because when you approach a woman with this in your mind, that it's socializing, then you'll be relaxed. You'll be yourself. You're not trying to, fit into her thought pattern so much. It'll be an honest introduction of yourself. And if she likes you, well, she will show it. If not, it doesn't matter, because that wasn't your intention to begin with. I know it's difficult for us boys to not be interested in a woman who's especially beautiful or somewhat attractive to us for some reason. But try it. Make it your habit. You will have far better chances with your social activities than you would if you would constantly be on a hunt. Don't think of women as preys. Don't think that you gotta hunt them. be yourself. Enjoy the moment. Relax and let them choose you. You know, it's also a hunt, but it's a democratic hunt. It's let them choose you, because once they come to you, they will be in your in your net, like the tarantula. You know? Just put your web out and sit and relax and be a good host. And let them find you interesting or not. Let them be the judge of that. Don't go out hunting. Let them come and hunt you. Girls these days like to hunt men. So let them hunt you. Pretend you don't understand. Pretend you're very, very much into yourself. And you don't know what they're doing. Let them have the choice. And you just be a good friend. You just be someone who is pleasant and wants to socialize. And then you will be relaxed and she would be relaxed. And then see what happens. Some activities. But don't purposely try to make something out of every time you meet a woman. Why do you have to? Why is it so important for some of us boys, especially in that neck of the wood where you are? I mean, here in North America, we really don't have much of a problem. Women are free in their own plans and thoughts and behavior and choices, and we are free in our own thoughts and plans and thoughts and choices. And we see each other, we socialize, and, you know, if we are mature enough, we allow it to be a mutual interaction, a mutual interest, and we'll see if something happens, something happens. If nothing, just friendship. And if nothing, well, we all part ways and go. But I know in your neck of the wood, it's such a fantastic, extraordinary thing that you gotta get to know some women, and if they allow you to get to know them, it's such a big deal, because they've created this atmosphere of amazing event to talk to a girl or to have her phone number. And it's like a marketing. It's not necessarily purposely, but it is like marketing. It's like sales. They're marketing it as such a high quality commodity that you are attracted. You want to have it. Why? Because you can't have it. You're not supposed to have it. I mean, this is the atmosphere you live in. So you got to step out of that. You got to understand that you're a valuable person yourself. You have things to offer as a human being, as your heart, as your emotions, as your intelligence, as your kindness. You're a man, and you have all your life in front of you, and you will be providing for a family in the future, for yourself. You will do things, especially in that society. There are many things that poor women are not allowed to do, or it's not easy for them to do. So you have something going for yourself. Therefore, be sure of yourself. Have confidence that you've got valuable services and talents and commodities that you can offer. So it's not just that they have something to offer, you also have something to offer. To be frank with you, really all they have to offer is their kindness and their love and their emotions and their, companionship and, hopefully their education and experience in life and so on. But there are many things that they somehow in that society are forced not to be able to offer. So therefore, you gotta have a little bit more confidence in yourself that you are a valuable person, and you can offer lots of things. You see, have you ever noticed? They have made women in that neck of the woods such a big, amazing event to know or to catch, or that has become more than what it really should be. What it should be is just a human relationship or human connection, and depending on the both of them the man and woman, they will figure out if this is something they want to pursue or not. But they have made it look like such a huge deal that every man should be running after a woman and try to be begging for attention or whatnot. But why? They're a human being and you're a human being. They have something to offer and interest and their emotions and kindness and relationship, and you have something to offer and your interest and your kindness and your relationship. So I think it's just equal. But what it is that you think they're more valuable than you are. That's why men in that country, until they get the woman, they keep running after her and pay so much attention. And of course, it's sad to see that once they actually get their wish, then they do not treat them right, with respect, with honor, with kindness, with love and attention and fairness and democratically and in equality. Not all, I'm sure there are good men there too, and they appreciate their girlfriends and so on. But I'm talking in general. So the thing is, they've made it in such that you think they're more valuable than you, and that's why you're so attracted to them. Which is, that's the way it is in every part of the world in different levels. But have you noticed? Pay attention to this example. Have you noticed when you're walking in a hot summer day by the ocean or some park or somewhere, and you're hungry, and but you don't have anything to eat. You just don't have your money with you, or you don't have much money, or your wallet is at home, or you forgot it, or it's lost, or whatever. But you're hungry and it's hot, and you're walking around thinking about it, and you see a person with an ice cream in his hand, or a piece of a sandwich he's having so eagerly, or a woman with an ice cream in her hand or a sandwich she's eating. But because we're men, let's just think that that person that you see is also a boy. So suddenly you think, because he has an ice cream or sandwich in his hand, he's more powerful than you, or he's more valuable than you, or he's wealthier than you. And you kind of feel a little bit inferior to that person, which is all bogus. I mean, bullshit. It shouldn't be. But because of that particular moment, you're thirsty or you're hungry, and somebody has something that is something that you would want to have as well, an ice cream, a drink, or a sandwich. So somehow you feel, oh, that person is better than you, or somehow is richer than you, or whatever. But you wouldn't feel that way if you had two ice creams in your hand yourself, and the person passing by has had one ice cream, or two ice cream in his hand. You wouldn't feel that way if you had a sandwich in your hand, or that you were full and you were not hungry. So it's all circumstantial. It's all about what inventory you have yourself, whether that inventory is in money, or is in ice cream, or sandwich, or is in knowledge, or in education, or talent, or ability to do this, skill in some job or some art or whatever, creativity. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you focus and go build yourself with valuable things, commodities, valuable abilities, whether it's studies, whether it's ability to create something, whether it's education, whether it's a job, whether it's ability to do business and make money, or it's in your philosophy, mentality, whatever, your manners, whatever. Create something out of yourself that you will feel important and confident because you possess all those traits, all those qualities. That will give you the strength and the power to be at even odds, equality, when you see a beautiful woman. Because they are offering what we think they have and we don't have, which of course is true. They're women and they're beautiful, and we are always, programmed for procreation naturally, as millions of years ago. That was a kind of a program we was put in our genes. We were looking for. We love beautiful women. We love women. So therefore, we think they're better than us, because when they approach us and they're beautiful, and we feel the need to have what they're offering. It's like we're hungry and they have the ice cream. It's like, there's something that we want, and in this particular way, we can't get it ourselves. It's not an ice cream to go buy it and have it ourselves. So it's something that specifically they have. So you feel that they're higher than you, better than you, and you kind of want what they have. So what you should do is to build yourself with so many other credentials that when you see such thing, you don't just focus on what they have that they're offering, what their specialty and their qualities are. You also remember who you are, what you have to offer, and all the credentials that you have accomplished. And that by itself puts you at a little bit more confident level when you approach this wonderful opportunity. So you're not kind of devastated, or you're not impressed to think that you have nothing to offer, and therefore you feel your chances to get what she has is which is her heart, of course, is not as much. But when you focus on all the things you've accomplished inside you, in you, then you feel more comfortable to approach her, more confident, and she likes that confidence as well. Women don't like people who are not confident. Women like genuine confidence, not bullshitters. They can read through that before you can say, they know, even before you say anything out of your mouth coming out, they know you're bullshit or not. So I'm talking about genuine credentials you create, and they appreciate it and they respect it and they like you. It doesn't matter how one looks like. They like you because of your inside. See, women are smarter than us. They look for quality. They're not just about the shape or body of the person, which we tend to be. We're head over heels. First, pay attention to that figure and looks and so on. And later on, we will be disappointed when we know the look doesn't come with the inner beauties. And that's when we kind of, find out about the quality of our choice. But they figured out right off the bat, because they're not looking for just the presentation of the person, they're looking for a deeper qualities. And of course, not every one of them, many of them just like any other human being, don't have a clue what they're looking for. They're just looking for some kind of an opportunity that they can have a life and they can be taken care of or fed, or have somebody take care of them in a way of, a husband and so on. That's what they're looking for. But no, you're not looking for that kind of a girl either. You're looking for someone who's confident enough in herself, accomplished something, and she's looking for another partner to have an equally fulfilling relationship. So your job, let's look at your end. Your job is to build yourself, and when you're trying to, in your email, you also mentioned that, you're happy that you got her telephone number. Well, you shouldn't be so making it such a big deal to get her telephone number. The reason for that is because you think she's better than you, and it's a privilege that you have her phone number. Well, yes, maybe. But you'll find out if later on you have things in common, and you'll find out how much of a privilege this was. But in the meantime, you should not worry about this one telephone number. You should be very relaxed about getting to know other women and asking their phone number. If they like to give it to you, they give it to you. But you don't even have to ask the phone number right off the bat. You can wait a while, be friend first, and then say, like, let's do this or let's do that or whatever. Be relaxed about this thing. It's not such a big deal. You see, people constantly think that anyone that you meet, you got to make something out of it. Just be aware that when you meet people, just meet. Especially if they're women, just meet. Be yourself. Be friendly to them. Be nice to them. Don't have any other motivation in your mind, at least not yet. And see how it goes, how interested you are. And you shouldn't be interested to a woman, in a woman, just because she's a woman. You should be interested in her if you think you got things in common and have to have values for yourself. Otherwise, if you're only becoming interested in a woman because she's beautiful, well, might as well. I mean, if there is no substance with that beautiful, coming with that beautiful beauty, you can be, I don't know, interested in a picture of a woman. What the difference is, really, in a way. Of course, I know I'm exaggerating. But what I'm trying to tell you is that look for substance. Don't just be so taken, smitten by the looks. Oh, it's a female. So what? What runs that female? Look at the other segments we talked about this. It's important for you to know who you are before you can appreciate and be able to distinguish who they are. So build yourself and then be friendly with them and then, see if you can find things in common. I think this is pretty much it. It's a little bit long-winded maybe, but I think I wanted to make that. And always remember, people think their day is not happy or is happy because they're always focusing on what they don't have. And because they don't have this, they don't have that, they think then that is a reason for them not to be happy. But I suggest to you, focus on the things that you don't have and you don't want to have them. That's one way to be happy. And focus on the things that you do have them. Not just on the stuff that you don't have. Focus on the things that you do have them. What is the first thing you focus? There's oxygen around. And I can breathe. Oh, that's a positive way of starting the day. The rest of it is downhill from there. Don't focus on the things that you don't have. Focus on the things that you do have. And focus on the things that you don't have and you don't want to have them. For example, I don't have a cold and I don't want to have them. Things that are not positive and you don't have them, that's a positive. And things that are positive and good and you have them, that's a positive. Like you have lunch to eat today. Hey, great. You have, a class today. Go. And by the way, about the fact that you went to a psychologist, that's great. And remember, if they don't talk to you, because of course that's their job, they've got so many people to meet, and they may really not care that much, and they look at you as a patient. You are the one who should care about yourself and see what they say, if it makes sense, and so on. And of course, I'm not a doctor. I cannot prescribe anything. I cannot tell you what is right, what is wrong in this particular concept. But I can tell you that it is good if you go to a psychiatrist and ask them, say, hey, what about if you do a blood test from me? Because if my blood test shows that the chemical in my blood is normal, at normal level, then at least I can settle down and relax and work on myself and just build the things that I need, and with discussions and logic, and figure out my issues and solve them. No problems. But at least I would be sure that there is no lack of chemical, like some salt or some lithium or whatever it is that we have in our blood. Ask them to do this for you. Once you're sure of that, then all that, the feelings that you said about, stuff that you said, which I believe that's what the doctor called the stupid thoughts. I mean, I think he was referring to, suicide or something. I believe that's what it was. Well, then you will know that all of that is just something that you can handle by psychology, by discussion, and by figuring out the issues. But if there's something chemically missing or something, well, then you may need to take that medication or some kind of a special medication that they would prescribe according to what's missing. So it's not a bad idea to go and see what the guy is talking about. If it makes sense, if it's helpful, well, great. And ask them, listen, can you do this blood test so at least I can be sure that it's not really chemical imbalance? And at least then I know where I should start rebuilding with some supplements of what is necessary to balance this chemical levels, or is it I would just need to have proper discussions, proper trains of thoughts, and build myself back up that way. Either way, you'll be fine, but you want to know the exact path that should be most concentrated on. So that's my my humble opinion at the time, and I'm proud of what you're doing. I'm happy that you're taking the responsibility in your hands and trying to build yourself, and with lots of hopes, lots of little hopes every day. It doesn't have to be a big project or big hope, but little hope every day for the next day. Little positive project for the next day. Every day is a new day, and we never know what the day brings. So on that note, have a wonderful day, and I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work, and let me know how things are coming along. Talk to Sue, and talk to the rest of you soon as well. This is for the benefit of everybody. Have a nice day.